What's up, guys? It's the Gamester here, shooting the first ever video for headsupsitandgo.com. I am really happy to be joining you guys in this wonderful website. And in my first video, I will be reviewing a €10 heads up sit and go that I recently played on PokerStars.fr. I had been playing on this website under the username God of Erebus, and on this match I am playing against a guy called Cyril 2B29. The video is going to be short, so let's get right to it and see all the hands that were played. First hand, I'm in raise with King 5 off, opponent calls, and donks 20 on this flop. I guess we have no other option but to call, and that's what we're doing. On the turn he checks. I think that betting makes more sense than checking. I hope I bet. Yes, okay, because he could have you know, a lot of straight draws, a lot of hands that we could be getting value from, like 6-5, 7-5, stuff like that. Opponent calls, the river is a jack. Now I think checking back is fine, and that's what we're doing. And he has trip 8s. Okay, that was not a good, that was not a well played hand by my opponent, but okay. Here we have a limp, check and bets the pot, and we fold. I guess we could open Queen 5 off. It's not a big deal to fold it either. It's okay. Opponent raises, we fold 10-3 off. We raise with Ace-6 off from the bottom. Opponent folds. No action for the next hands. Now we raise Queen 9 off and he calls. I guess we should be c-betting on this flop. Okay, take it down. Limp and check. Check and 40. Okay. Against a guy that has tendency to bet the pot in these situations, I guess we just wait to check raise with some good draws and some good top pairs or better. I guess in this situation we just have to fold. Okay, been raising Queen 5 suited. Flop is fine to c-bet. C-bet half the pot and we take it down. We raise out of position to 80 with King Jack suited. This is a really good hand. It kind of destroys his limping range most of the time. So I guess raising is fine. I do not understand really why I checked back this flop. I think I cannot see a good reasoning for me checking back this flop. I think I should bet like 100 on this flop. He folds so often here, and by checking I just give him a free chance of hitting one of his outs on the turn. I don't like checking back on this flop. Now of course I have to check back all the way. I mean, but I don't see why I did that actually. It's a clear check. It's a clear bet on the flop, and we go on from there. That was a mistake. This is a flop that's good enough for me to check back, I guess. It's a draw heavy board. It's a flop that is very likely to have helped him. I have Queen high. I'm expecting him to call with many ace highs, with many things that have any kind of draw here, and I do not really want to invest too much money with this hand. So I guess it's a good give up situation. It's still a check, I think. And now it's a value bet. No, that's a mistake, my friend. I should have bet here for sure. Oh, okay. I guess I had some weird feeling about this hand. That's how I explained it. But I mean, 95% of the time it's a value bet here with two pair, queens and sevens. Okay, I might have been in a weird, you know, psychic mode. So we check this flop, and we check again, and we check again, and we probably win with a pair of fours. Okay, raising the ace jack off. check and bet. Betting is far better than checking on this flop with ace jack. I mean, if we check, we kind of turn our hand face up, that we have a hand with smallish showdown value like a jack or a smaller pair. Betting keeps all of our range in the game, and we also get value from worse jacks and straight draws and stuff like that. We should bet again for that reason. I should bet again, probably, on the turn, and I definitely bet here. 100 would have been slightly better, I guess, because if he has jack, he's gonna call anyway. Yeah, I guess I missed some value here. I could even bet 120 or something. Okay, we move on. Queen 5 off, check, 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 and check, check. This kind of opponent, I mean, is never gonna beat me. The way he's playing, so he's gonna have to get very lucky to win a heads-up match playing this way. He's very passive, and he only calls, and he makes straights, and he makes two pair, and he just calls. And there's just no way. But this is kind of the level of play you can expect to witness on PokerStars.fr or some similar sites, some European websites. People are playing really bad sometimes. So we get a call here after we see bet with a 7-9, which is a good reason for me to shut down, but I guess on the river we make the best hand like 1000% of the time. I mean, not against him, because he's capable of checking straights and trips on the river, so we might be behind, but I guess it's not a really big possibility. Checking the 7-8 off in a limped pot again. I guess we should bet here. I think we should bet here for protection. Okay. Raising with ace-3 off. Check, bet, raise. Okay, that's more than good enough for reason to fold. I mean, he never raises. When he raises, he probably has it, so bye us. Been raising with 6-8 off, check and c-bet, and we take it down. Again, min raise with the ace-6, c-bet and take it down. Pretty easy stuff against this type of player. C-bet with the jacks on a king 3-3 is fine. We can still get value from, you know, small pairs, ace highs, flush draws, all these things. And especially when we're up against a player that doesn't seem to be like raising for as a bluff or as a semi-bluff, then we can freely c-bet, I mean, any kind of value hand we have in these situations. So checking here all the way with a 9. Expecting to see a 2x pot bet on the river and fold. Okay, click back 3-bet. Cannot understand what this means yet, but I mean, with 2 7s there's not many things we can do. We're just gonna call anyways, and call the flop and call the turn and check back the river, and he has 2 jacks. Okay, that was fine played on my behalf. On his behalf, I guess you probably understand that he should have raised more before the flop, should have been more on the flop, etc, etc. I raise here with 2 10s, 4 times the blind. Queen 3 off, I can fold even against this player. I mean, it doesn't play well under the flop, so it's a fine fold. Raising with king queen. Okay. Raising with the ace-6. He donks it. I mean, he can still donk worse hands than ace-6 on this situation. He could very easily have a flush draw or a straight draw and just be betting, or even a worse 6. So we cannot be folding here for sure. My guess is that we still call here, because there's a pretty good chance he has like a straight draw still, like a 6-7 or a 5-7. I'm completely expecting to see something like that by the river. We make a flush. Okay, probably shouldn't value bet here, even against this player. I don't see him calling with words. I mean, what does he have, like the deuce of clubs or the three of clubs? I think value betting here makes any sense, but I still bet. I mean, it's not awful. It's not awful because against this player I'm not gonna get raised as a bluff. That's for sure. If I was up against an opponent that could see this as a sign of weakness and just, you know, attack it, this would have been a very bad bet. But this player doesn't seem to be raising with bluffs, so I guess it's fine. Maybe sometimes he's calling with a king. I don't know. Against this player, I don't see any real danger betting in this situation. So we make top pair and we bet ourselves because he's not very likely to bet if we check to him. And we bet again. I guess this should have been an 80 or a 90. 60 is just too small. But again, I'm not running a very big risk of getting raised by this player. So we continue. I'm in raise with kings. Chip advantage is pretty solid right now. But this is a shove, and I'm pretty sure it's the right move because this kind of players, and especially on this website, have a very big tendency to call light, to call all-ins with very mediocre hands like ace-6 or ace-5. So that's part of the reason why I moved all in. Of course, so there's another reason that he's playing quite shallow. I mean, even if I 3-bet to like 240, there's still a pretty big chance we're gonna play after the flop. So, but since there's the additional value that he might call me with very, very, very much worse range than 2 9s here, I guess moving all in is by far the best play here against this type of opponent in this particular website. So raising 3-5 suited, and we see bet the flop and take it down. Okay, so far so good. Raising ace-jack, he calls. Sometimes I would check this flop just because of his stack, because I want to get a free card. Sometimes I would bet. It depends. I think both plays are okay. Checking could have, could make some sense because of his stack. We don't want him to be shoving a 10 on us because we have some equity. So I guess checking should be fine as well. Yeah, that's what I do. I guess it's fine. And checking all the way from there. Okay. I folded 3-4 offsuit. I think this is the next to last hand. Raising with king jack off, and here he calls, and I just shove for the reasons that I said before. I mean, I will get called by really worse hands when he has this stack, so there's no reason for me to make like 140 or something. It's the same thing. Call with 2 4s, and we win the coin flip and we win the match. So what I would really like to spot in this kind of situation is the fact that I moved all in 2 situations where I could have made a smaller raise, and I think I analyzed the reasons why I moved all in this situations. And you have to understand that when you're playing against opponents that are really weak and you know, can make very light calls, very light all-in calls before the flop, then maybe you shouldn't run the risk of seeing a flop against them, and you should just move all in where they're on the 20 big blind range in chips. That's what I did with the nines, that's what I did with the ace queen, and I think it was the best move. But it's not something we should usually be doing, especially against players that have some competence, you know, and have some skills. So that's it by me. This is the first video. I hope you all enjoyed it, and until we see each other next time, have fun.